ready to go.
All right, so this tech day will be about social media. A few people have wanted that. Let's see. There we go. All right. Social media is really important these days. Set this to there. And so it's important to know what to look out for when using social media, and if you have a few comparisons between the most popular ones. And these are all just general social media stuff. It's not like LinkedIn or really anything to do with work or anything. It's just for more personal use. But they're still applicable to LinkedIn and stuff. It's just a little bit more more general. So the first thing to be aware of with social media is phishing. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the act of catching fish. It's more like the act of someone pretending to be like your bank or your Google or your Google, somebody that you trust, but wanting your personal information like your passport, your credit card information, your that kind of information. But they, of course, not being the trusted source, they would use it for something rather bad, like filling up their own pockets with your money. So it's really important to, and this happens with email too. So it's important to know, the signs. Mostly it's spelling and grammar errors, and they don't make these on mistake. They're pretty smart people, but they know that if you're smart enough to catch these grammar or spelling errors, you're probably smart enough to not fall for the trap either. So pay attention to the emails you get, the Facebook messages you get, claiming to be from Facebook or claiming to be from your bank or whatever. Just pay attention to those because sometimes they could be phishing attempts. And many services like Apple have ways to report phishing attempts. So if you see one, report it if you can. So the next thing is scams. And these are basically people who are, they could be, they are, people who are basically, they usually look for money. They usually say they're, they live in Haiti or Nigeria or Africa or whatever, somewhere, and they're on a mission trip or they're on a, such and such, or, and they just need $500, just 500, and they'll give you 1,000 back or whatever, stuff like that. That you can easily figure out that they're probably just going to take that 500 and run with it. Some of them will want the 500 in iTunes cards, so be aware of those because they'll just sell those for a lower price and get their money that way. So just always be aware of what a person says, and always think between the lines of what does this person actually want, or how reputable is this source, and stuff like that. And they may some scams or phishing attempts may try to have you go to a website, and it may look a lot like the actual, like Apple.com. It might be, APLE.com, and it's a website that they own. This misspelled Apple.com, and they have a thing set up where it looks like the username and password fields for your Apple ID, but they actually grab it instead. So be careful with website links that you click. Always read the address at least up until the .com, and maybe even a little bit afterward, to see if it's spelled right, if it looks correct. And your browser, like Google Chrome or Firefox or Safari, will usually tell you, this looks like a fraudulent website. This looks wrong, or, this isn't secure. And most websites nowadays are secure. So, if it's not secure, it's, you may not want to trust it with any information that you give it. So, be aware of those. The next thing is spam. And, spam is just unwanted messages. Stuff that appears in your spam folder in your email. And it can be, very disturbing. And I've come across things where, it is not safe for work. And, it's just stuff you got to delete. And, nowadays they can come through text messages. I have a phone number now where, where I get spam texts almost every day. Some person before me who had the number, and yes, numbers are recycled like that, signed up for all this, work from home and get cash quick, all those kind of spam stuff, and it now comes to me. Luckily, it's not anything harmful, so I just delete and move on. Some services like Facebook will sort those into their own little folder, the little spam folder, so that you don't have to really see it. So it's not bad nowadays. It's getting better. AI is finally doing some type of work. So, copying and pasting posts on Facebook. This is mainly on a Facebook thing. So what happens is some person out there posts something, and at the end it's like copy and paste, and something good will happen, or copy and paste for this effect. And it goes on and on and on, and eventually you see it, and you react with an angry emoji because it's just a waste of your time. But just end the chain there. Don't copy and paste. If you like a post, share it. But if you just do one of those copy and paste things, it's just a waste of time. Shaming posts. These are like, and this will tie in a little bit with my next thing. Shaming posts are like, do this or this will happen. Do this or you will get bad luck, or do this or you may not make it to heaven, or do that. That kind of shaming posts. I see them, rather often, and they're, it's not real. It's it's just a post on Facebook. It does not affect your standing with whatever deity you believe in, or if you don't, it just leave it alone. Don't share it. Don't feed the trolls. That means don't continue the chain. Chain mail. That's the next thing. And that's where a lot of the shaming posts happen. And basically, it's just where you have this pass it along type thing. And that happens in Messenger a lot, where you get messages, pass this heart along, or pass this heart along. And it's, sometimes it can be classified as spam. And sometimes it's a shame post, So just watch out for those, and please don't continue this chain. So, on to the comparison part. Facebook, it's a very, very popular, probably the most popular social network there is. And its accessibility is good. The Facebook app on iPhone and Android, they've both come a very long way. Pictures can be described by the person who posts the picture, although not very many people do. Undescribed pictures are put through artificial intelligence. That's one way that artificial intelligence is used, and it's not always correct. Sometimes it doesn't describe things well. If you use VoiceOver, there are actions for performing common actions on posts, like liking them, reacting to them, commenting on them, and sharing them. Character limit on posts, yeah, there is one. It's 63,206 characters, which is quite a bit. So you are not very likely to run out of room unless you're writing an actual novel, and only then if you exceed the 63,000 character or letter mark. So Twitter, it's less popular, but more, well, I use it for news mainly, for, tech news and stuff like that. And sometimes, there are people who, actually do posts on there. Accessibility is good. It's not as great as Facebook, but it's kind of, it's pretty good. Pictures can be described by the person uploading the post. Undescribed pictures are not described, but you can use VoiceOver to have it try to describe it, or you can put it through Seeing AI or any number of recognition apps. If you use VoiceOver, it does have actions for replying to a tweet. That's what their posts are called. Favoriting a tweet, or retweeting, which is sharing a tweet. The character limit for the post is 280 now. It used to be 140, but they bumped it up. But you can also add more tweets to a sort of bundle to be sent out all at once. Mastodon is a kind of a new network, and it is what they call a federated network. It works a bit like email addresses. For email, you have Yahoo, you have Gmail, you have iCloud, you have Microsoft. For Mastodon, there are interest or belief-based instances, they're called, which are basically like Live or Gmail or Yahoo. There are instances for free software lovers. There are instances for gamers. There are instances for anarchists. So, there are just a lot of different stuff there. And just as Mastodon has several instances, they also have several different apps that you can use. The most accessible is Toot, which is what Mastodon calls posts. Mastodon is a type of like owl or something, bird. I think it's an owl. But Toot is the most accessible on the iPhone. There's also a web app called Pinafore, which is really accessible on computers. Pictures, videos, and GIFs, which are basically animated images, can be described. And a lot of people describe their pictures on Mastodon. That's one thing I really like about it, because they have had accessibility from the beginning. And I mean, it's not always been great, but it's, you know, they've always had picture descriptions, stuff like that. So people on there tend to be more inclusively minded sometimes. AI is not used to describe media, but you can easily, you know, put pictures through Seeing AI or VoiceOver. Toot has VoiceOver actions for favoriting a toot, replying to a toot, or boosting it, which is like sharing it. Character limit is based on the instance, but is, you know, it can be anywhere from 512 characters to 2,000 or more, you know, so it's really, really good. Managing photos, you can manage photos on all of them. It depends on the network. And on Facebook, you can go to your profile and manage them there. And, you know, you can add descriptions to them and, you know, stuff like that as well. So, that is all of the, you know, that's the presentation for today. So does anybody have any questions?
I don't, but I'll tell you an instance I had on Facebook recently. I had found a little thing on one of the marketplaces where a lady was looking to hire some help with a company she worked for. Turned out, long story short, the idiots wanted me to upload my mobile banking to make sure that I had mobile banking deposit. And of course, I'm the type of person, I'm going to play along with them. So I uploaded a fake routing number and a fake account number and everything else. And after about an hour of this lady battling with me back and forth, I finally told her, I said, if you're dumb enough to believe that account's real, I said, you are an idiot. And within 2 minutes, she had took down her Facebook post, her profile, everything. She had tried scamming probably 10 or 15 people, and I think she ended up getting money out of about 8 of them, from what we gathered off of the marketplace 15, post.
That's a pretty big margin.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, they know how to, you know, they know how to build up and tear down their little tents. I hate to, you know, liken them to gypsies or anything, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, they have their little Facebook accounts and they, you know, they know how to build them up and take them down quick. Oh yeah, I came across, you know, one recently, and I, you know, in minutes of me, you know, basically letting her know that, you know, this is all fake. She was gone, just gone.
I always like getting the friend requests from the people overseas. I get a lot of them out of China, and it's showing some Chinese woman with a real skimpy bikini on, and I'm like, really, you idiots think I'm gonna fall for this? And she's got like 5 friends, you know, and it's like, no, I think I'll pass on that.
All right, anybody else?
Yes, sir. My question is how do you delete a picture off of Facebook or Messenger, if that can be done?
Is this thing muted?
You're muted. There you go, Devin.
Okay, am I unmuted now?
Yeah, you're unmuted now.
Oh,
Devin.
okay, all right. I was trying to do the hold space to unmute, but NVDA couldn't keep up. To do that, you would go into your profile And you might be able to find this, in other places, but there should be a section in there for dealing with your photos there. If
Okay,
not,
and
I'll look something up and send it to you.
all right, that'll be no problem, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Once you go into your photo album and you find the picture that you want to delete, I'm not for sure how you do it with like the computer. I know with the phone, you can usually tap on it to activate it, and there'll be a menu pop up, a little list of stuff you can do with it, and it usually has a little trash can icon down there somewhere that you can tap that and delete it from it.
Yeah.
Now with Messenger, it's kind of like just deleting the message. You can
Yeah.
actually hold the, double tap and hold the message on the iPhone. There's a little context menu that'll pop up where you can delete it or save it or anything like that.
Yeah, you can also use the actions rotor for that. You can just swipe down or whatever. Swipe
Mhm.
up or down to get the list of that.
Okay.
And Messenger has gotten a lot better recently. It's gotten a lot more accessible. So if you haven't updated your apps recently, that's a good idea to. And you do that by going to your app store, and there's a what's it called, My Account button, and then in there it's you go to your the updates section, and you swipe down with 3 fingers to check for updates, and you can update all, or you can go through the list. So Facebook is updated very often, like once every 2 weeks. So there's always something new.
Mhm.
All right.
Which is good, but also bad too.
Yeah, they can break. Yeah.
It's good because when you get used to something, when you get used to the way it's set up, it's like you're used to it, and that's when they change it. It's like,
It's just like Walmart.
ugh.
The only good feature I found that they've changed within the last updates was where you can actually put your Facebook stuff in the dark mode. So if you're like me and you're visually impaired and you can use some zoom features, or just the bright white screen hurts your eyes, you can put it in the dark mode on the Facebook app. I've done it on my MacBook. It's on my Windows computer that way, and on my phone and iPad. Now, if you have dark mode enabled on your phone, a lot of the apps don't follow that. So Facebook, they give you that option to put it in dark mode, which is actually really good.
Yes, I use that as well.
Or you
Yeah, I do that too.
Or you can just hold your power button down and activate Siri and tell her to, change it to invert smart colors, and it'll change it to the black and yellow or black and green, but your pictures will stay in color.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else?
Oh, let's see.
All right. Well, if that's it, we have a few announcements. First, well, I have probably about 2 announcements, but first, the AT weekly general meeting will be on Tuesdays now from 1 to 2. I believe that's the 1 to 2 meeting. And the tech days beginning. Do what, Joel?
I think they started 2.
Okay.
2, yes. 2.
All right. Well, it's in the emails, but I wanted to bring it to people's attention just in case they didn't get it. But and the tech days starting next week will be on Wednesday, starting from 2:15 to 2:45, I believe, something like that. It's either that or 1:15 to 1:45. It's in the emails, but so that's the announcements that I had. So that's just a change of scheduling, and I hope you all can still make it to those.
All right.
Should be able to.
Wednesdays will not work for me. Not at 2 o'clock. Not at 2 o'clock.
That'll be okay if you can't make it. Everything Well, the Wednesday meeting will be recorded, right?
Yeah, the Wednesday meeting should be recorded, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
So
I got a
you
meeting
can,
with,
yeah.
because I have a JOSCO's meeting during that time frame. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
okay.
All right. So, Joel, Heather, y'all have anything else?
No, and I've got a meeting in 1 minute,
Oh,
so this is a good
okay.
spot to wrap.
All right. So, all right. So, I hope y'all have a good weekend, and I hope this has been informational for y'all. So, so I'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Yes, see you
All
Tuesday.
right. Well, have a
Great.
Have a
blessed
good one.
Hey,
weekend.
y'all.
All right.
Everybody have a blessed weekend.
You too.
All right. You too.
Y'all too.
Bye.